Love the motivation, 49. Honestly, love the motivation. Not what we're looking for right now. Kinda. A little bit, but not. Yeah, I mean, like. Alright, let's see what you got.
Market volatility could stick around for a while. What's the best way to position your portfolio to weather these risks? Let's ask money manager Richard Bernstein. Richard Bernstein, it is so good to have you on Barron's Roundtable.
Learn the skills.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for the invitation.
So, in your view,
in volatile markets, pull all your shit out. Don't give them a chance to take the risk on Murphy's Law of shit that's never been done before, and scientists that don't have the periodic table.
I think we're in a situation where the Fed has really dominated the long end of the yield curve for quite some time.
Your job is to know the duality in the form of general relativity of what that number looks like comparatively to the Fed through the Penn's row.
At its peak, the Fed owned over 50% of the 10 to 20-year Treasury market.
Human
so
monster
what they did
line,
was it distorted long-term interest rates, and that was their goal. However, what they didn't anticipate, I don't think, is that they would distort the valuations of every asset that's priced off the long end of the yield curve. So we have extremely overvalued assets, whether it's tech, innovation, disruption, cryptocurrencies, anything like that is a direct result of the Fed.
Has anybody got any pitch or field theory from the
long end of the yield curve?
And that's really an important point because a lot of people say, hey, look, the
terrorists get blown up in Israel. Shepard got out there last night, I think, and set off an IED Claymore that somebody had in the airport and watched the pink mist.
So, comment on that, but give us a little historical context here. You know, we've had a tailwind in both the stock and the bond market for literally 40 years, and maybe that's going away.
What's the problem with the photoelectric effect? You don't want to use it?
So I think that, you know, is the bond market telling you anything?
Well, it's the evidence of Sharp's having to shoot the little girl with the bread basket strapped to the bomb to her.
You know, it's only 170 or 180 on the 10-year.
Well, there would be the case, and one is reasonable, one is not.
Well, I think it's because the Fed's
as far as the timeline on the little girl with the bread basket, I know the soft player over here probably going to hit the metrics right now.
40 years of disinflation, 40 years of downward sloping interest rates, and that gave rise to a lot of the things.
That's a great question. Why anybody's soft? I mean, you put them out there as a barometer, a barometer. Let's see what you got in any culture, cosmonaut, ninja, anything you bring to the table. You got me beat. You obviously have metrics. There's only a couple of reasons using gravity why that's different, like trying to pack a cosmonaut or a Norwegian in a Chinese box. So you're gonna have issues.
In particular, you think that the growth stocks that have been powering this market higher for what, 12 years now, that they could be in a really bad position for this outlook you're painting?
Absolutely. So
well, I don't necessarily. We could have got James Webb different, obviously, but it's nice to have the photoelectric effect. Here's a type of metrics that works that way while you're working from home, consolidating the oil, getting the Fed because they're tiny calculations that make funny car go better. I'm not necessarily saying, hey, like I said, I'm against them all, but I'm more for the mindset of the way it's playing. I even think that you could tell some skill. There's really a lot about it. Now, in that, there's all kinds of politics that make up and down, up, down, down, up and down, totally different. Now with that inside, how do I know? Well, what's your photoelectric effect, Excel? If you bring calculations to the table, at least somebody has easy check, easy look up, YBCO recipe. One, count, works, turns into hot garbage, and then there's other ones on the internet where it's the right ratios on the right proportion, YBCO 1, 2, 3. And that'll be your pump out.
So from my
mercury at a certain temperature is that recipe for a superconductor.
Assets.
Now, will it do it because the housings of the limitations to the systems? Probably not. Most commonly for packing electricity through it or the temperature limit, the housing of liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen, liquid nitrogen, and are vastly different from they are very different. If you try the same container cargo ship, the frame rate is going to leach out. It's going to oxidize gold chips and gold pinches. Well, what to do? Silicon dioxide in terms of what it does. Well, it probably has better properties. You would go with the magnesium lithium market right now for mining bits and
Yeah, I think so. And,
well, it
and
almost gets to the point when you're looking at the copper mine, is it easier to dig the dirt with the overburden problem? Maybe you're good with those skills. Maybe you're better with a recycling facility that's got a big hole in the market for the entropy. Or maybe you found some underwater technology where it's on some limestone underneath there with a stabilizing market metrics that has a wide set system. Now, it's only approximate to the bandwidth. If that thing got rocket, it would still show the matrix in it. And it would definitely still, like anything else, be a volatile model of gravity.
Cheaper markets and improving fundamentals, historically that said there's opportunity.
Too many infinities and it starts ripping away
there, which means you
on trajectories of all zero, all 20 steps.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Lots of steps.
Eve to me is basically